Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight into the deep of this language, and we have been coming across some very significant concepts like the basic human mechanism. And yesterday we talked about 大势所趋, that's Chinese way to depicting that's how trend are working, because that's how things are going to hasten and walking toward with. And today we have 势不两立. So 势 is a pretty complicated word, but yesterday we translated as momentum to capture the to be released energy reserved in there. Either it's a muscle power or it's something holding hand, something action to be taken. So that's the kind of farming-based activity depiction of this energy in reservation. So that's the momentum. And 势不两立 in today's phrase, this 势 simply means almost like actualized momentum. It's like energy already spent. You already know who has the force. So here 势 in this phrase means the force, the released energy, basically. So again, this is the farming tool to symbolize muscle power. And then the top portion have this 5-finger hand symbol holding onto something. And the result of that is you have soil coming from soil, and then you have a plant growing on top of soil. And the plant have to grow on top of soil, toiled, like a loosened up soil. So there are air in between, right? So this curve thing simply captured the air gaps beneath the soil. It's not densely stamped down soil, but it's loosened up. There are air pockets in between. So this is the air pockets depiction. So we have plant growing. It have to come from the soil, but it's loosened soil. And your hand are holding something. I guess that something is the tool that's going to be used as loosening of the soil. So now I'm connecting another dot, because this muscle power symbol is this raking. So this is a farming tool. You can see top edges. Of course, when Chinese depict the 3, it doesn't mean just 3 literally, right? It means multiple. So multiple sharpening edge metal stuff. Probably, I don't know, must be a long row of things, as long as you can pull it with force, right? And here, there's something holding in the hand. I'm looking at it almost like a whip, right? So that means actually that hand is directing by whipping on a farm animal, which most likely be ox, sometimes donkeys. I'm not sure horse does that, but domestic animal. You have to whip that beast, so the beast can use their much bigger muscle power to pull that tool, this raking thing, on the ground to rake through the soil, so that there are air pockets within the soil for the plants to grow. So that's the whole picture, telling a farming activity of that. And this muscle power, this whipping of the animal, this raking of the soil, this growing of the plant, all that symbolize the forces, the power it represents. And farming was the most important thing back then, right? That's livelihood of people. That's the only way to make a living, I guess, majority of it. Merchants back then was not that popular. So farmers are much more respected profession back then. So this farming activity of this muscle power with the tool, with the hand, with the animal muscle power there, are symbolized to capture this force. So that's the kind of force coming from, people working on the field. Okay, 不. Again, we have the sky is the limit on the top, and then we have this bird flying forward. I don't know why the bird have this. This is a mystery, like why the bird on the top of the bird have that connector to the sky. But story goes, this bird refuse to go down to the earth by flying all the way toward the sky limit out of our vision, I guess. And that's kind of saying no to the ground. And that's our negation symbol. So force, not. And then we have double stand. Okay. In English, we have double down, right? And here in Chinese, we have double stand, which is double up, basically. So double means two. Even if it means two, like just like in English, I think double have a different connotation from just two. Double is two, but why we have double? Well, we have two, right? They serve different purpose in life to describe life, basically. So double in Chinese, we have this one horizontal line, and then it came down. Imagine a family tree, right? We have one, like a parent generation, and then coming down, divided into two. So it's like from one coming out of two. And these are two human figures, just human figure, each within their domain, within their space. So it's like from one coming to exact copy of two. So it's kind of a cloning, but it's kind of a twin. One copy to two, exact copy of two. So that's our way to express it's double. It's different from two. Two can be two different entities, right? Whatever two. But double simply means they are similar in some ways, but there are two copies of them. And the two copies can be exact, right? The two copies can also have variations. But in any case, they are connected or they have a similarity in certain ways. So that's why they can count toward this double, right? In terms of English of double down, it's like you put in some money and you put like double the amount of the money again. So it's the same motion. I mean, may not be the exact same amount, but you put money down, you put the money down again, this repetition of same motion of money down, or you decision down, like twice of that repetition is captured by this double concept. So that's why we cannot say two down. It doesn't make sense. It has to be double down. And it's alliteration for that. Li, okay, we have this human figure facing you with two legs spread out. I mean, when you stand, when you keep your feet distance of same distance or a little bit wider from your hip, that's a more well-balanced or better balanced pose, right? So instead of sticking your two legs next to each other, you spread out a little. That's more stable structure. So this was depicted in this standing tall, straight human figure with 2 feet separated. And that's our image of stand. And stand, I guess just like in English, stand in English is kind of something is not flat, something is, above the ground. It's not toppled. It has a certain stability of their stand. In Chinese, we have also this stand of stability, and also like stand in English have your position, your ground. You're not going to give it up, right? That's the kind of stand. But in Chinese too, we have this, you stand tall, you stand big kind of concept, like facing you in your face, I keep my ground kind of image just from here, right? So there are some culturally universal thing, shared thing, concept here. And here we say 势不两立, means there are two double, somewhat similar, right? Forces, they are not going to stand, like both of them are not going to stand at the same time. So that's 势不两立. 两立 means both of them are standing there. And it's a negation. So not going to happen to show both of them are standing there. And 是 is this form. So basically, it's mutually exclusive. It means mutually exclusive, but mutually exclusive can be mostly a logical sense of if you have A, you cannot have B at the same time, right? They are mutually exclusive. But in human life here, because we have 是, so this power, so there were this implied power struggle thing going on. And I pull up this example of this movie, The Edge, was translated as 势不两立 by somebody. So I guess I haven't watched this movie, so I don't exactly know the synopsis. Is it called a synopsis? So the thesis of the movie is they have to survive in wilderness, right? This group of people, and they're two men, so probably two leaders eventually evolve, come up as two leaders. And in a difficult situation, you cannot have two leaders both standing. So that's the concept of 势不两立. So basically, it's kind of like in the pack order of things, you have to, define who is the alpha in the pack. You cannot have two alphas in the pack. So that's Chinese way to say 势不两立. Most often, it's used to, in a drama genre of one dude saying to another dude to say, we are 势不两立. It's like, I'm not going to let it pass. Like, if you are on my turf or something like that, I'm going to claim it back. Like, we're not going to exist in the same space at the same time. Like, this is mine. So that's kind of rivalry between two, and one of them eventually going to be the winner, the other one is loser. So that's the concept of 势不两立. Cash into the currency of thinking about one word a day. See you another day.